going on YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. When most people decide to approach someone of the opposite sex, that initial attraction is usually a physical one. Whether you like the way they dress, how they look, for men, it could be a woman's body. For women, maybe a man's hair or his mustache. And then after y'all lock in and get to know each other, that's when you can find out if it's more than just a physical attraction. Do they have good conversation? Are they honest? Have goals? Ready to be in a relationship? Now I can only speak for the men on this part. Once you have chosen your lady off those factors, her looking good, having a decent head on her shoulders, most of us understand if I find her attractive, so will other men. We learn that at a young age. Like if we walk through the mall with something decent, heads will turn. That's just what men do. Most keep it player and think to themselves, yeah, my girl is bad. She got all eyes on her, but she going home with me, so it's whatever. But some men can't handle that. They get jealous, possessive, don't want nobody looking at their girl, talking to her, or it's a problem. But that's not even realistic. Whether it's co-workers, the man at the gas station, or the mailman, most understand your significant other will have contact and conversation with other men. And if you know what type of woman you are dealing with and you are on your A game, you shouldn't see them as no threat or have no worries. But it's unfortunately people out here that wants to lock a person down. Don't want nobody else even glancing in their direction. Because in their mind, that's the ultimate sign of disrespect. And there's nothing worse than an insecure, tender man with a gun and a chip on his shoulder. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Newport News, Virginia to discuss the case of a man who crashed out, all because another man complimented his girlfriend. Back in 2022, 24-year-old Michael Faison Jr. was navigating life in Virginia. Described as being outgoing, a people's person who loved conversation and being outside. The young man was in a good position. Michael was learning how to work on cars. He was employed by Jiffy Lube, but his main passion was tattoos. He loved everything about them, was very interested on why people chose the tattoos they had, and he decided that he wanted to be a tattoo artist himself. Michael would often hang out at the 7-Eleven on Warwick Boulevard in Newport News, most of the time when he wasn't at work, rather talking to the clerk, laughing with customers, or asking questions. Everybody knew the young man and knew he wasn't a threat and meant no harm. He just liked to talk and try to promote his business of doing tattoos. And another part of town was a 29-year-old man named Devon Jackson. Originally from the Bronx, New York, Devon had relocated to Virginia a few years prior and had found his way on the dating scene. He was in a committed relationship with a young lady who we will call Maya for the sake of the story. Some say he kept Maya on a short leash, was always around her and didn't want her speaking to other men. On a nice summer day on July 8th, 2022, Michael was at the 7-Eleven like usual. It was after 5 p.m. He walked in, bought a Slurpee, and just hung outside, talking to customers that was passing and going. That's when Devon and Maya pulled up to the gas pump. She got out the car and went in the store, as Devon stayed behind to pump gas. Once she walked out, Michael Ben himself called the young lady over, and they started talking about tattoos. He complimented her tattoos, and she asked questions about his. He stated he was an up-and-coming tattoo artist, and he could definitely help her get more tattoos. Maya gave Michael her number after a brief conversation, then walked back to the car. Devon then asked her, like, who was that, and what he wanted. She stated she didn't know the man, and he liked her tattoos, and told her he also did them and could help her get more. But that made Devon furious. He decided he would grab his gun, get out the whip, and go confront Michael. He walked up to the man, telling him don't try his girlfriend like that. As Michael explained, it wasn't even like that. Devine slapped the man twice before upping the gun, pointing it in Michael's face. Michael then pleaded with the man, like, bro, I meant no harm. I like her tattoos and I was trying to promote my business. And seconds later, a shot went off. Then Devine grabbed Maya and they walked back to the car and fled the scene. Witnesses called local police, who pulled up to the store to find Michael suffering from a gunshot wound to the face. He was rushed to a local hospital, but unfortunately, he wouldn't survive his injuries. Back at the store, the clerk who knew Michael well told the police what happened. They also offered surveillance footage from the store. It showed the whole encounter. Michael hanging out at the store, Maya walking out, and Devine confronting the man. Police were able to see the getaway car as well. They were able to track the car down that same night to a neighborhood and sat on it as it was parked on the street. Police waited to see if somebody would walk up to the car. A little bit after midnight, a woman was spotted walking towards the car. She was detained and questioned. Police determined the woman was the same woman from the video, and it was in fact Maya. She told police her and her boyfriend, who she called Sauce by his rap name, went to a Mexican restaurant that day to go eat. Then they went to a store to get gas. She said they had only been together for 3 months. And when they went to the gas station, Michael approached her about tattoos and they began talking. Him stating he was a tattoo artist, she said she harmlessly gave the man her number, thinking about giving the man a chance to do some work on her. But that made Sauce or Devine get mad. That's when the altercation happened. Police suspected Devine was hiding at Maya's mother's house in the area. They surrounded the house and got a search warrant, but eventually he surrendered and was taken into custody. He was charged with first-degree hit. As Michael's friends and families got the news he passed away, they were devastated. One of his friends wanted the young man to be remembered for his friendly personality and stated everybody in the world is not bad or have messed up motives. As the case started making its way to court, Devine's attorney claimed the man had severe PTSD and thought Michael was a threat. Devine also stated Michael told him he would take the gun from him and take his life, and claimed Michael reached for the weapon, so he shot. He also stated he was drinking heavily that day and under the influence. As witnesses took the stand, Devine's mother also took the stand and asked Michael's family for forgiveness. In the end, Devine was found guilty on a murder charge, and he was sentenced to life in prison. He looked back and said I'm sorry to Michael's family before being taken away. After Devine got his time, Michael's mother spoke out about losing her son and how it affected the whole family. She also felt that Devine's family was truly sorry, but she stated she don't feel like the man was sincere in his apology. Rest in peace to Michael. I send my prayers and condolences to his family. It's a lot to unpack in this story. I don't think Michael meant no harm. He was just a friendly dude trying to promote his business. But if Devine didn't like the encounter, that's understood. But he should have checked this girl because she was the one who gave Michael her number. Also, he was only with Maya for 3 months. At that point, it's not even that serious. I would have simply told her she a little bit too friendly for me and cut shorty off and kept it moving. Now you sitting with a life sentence for a girl you barely knew. That was the ultimate crash out. I'm gonna leave this one open for discussion though. And for my fellas or ladies, have you ever been in a situation where a jealous person confronted you about talking to their significant other? Or are you the jealous person that confront people? If so, let me know your experiences in the comments and how they played out. And remember, we gotta succeed not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, crazy story. Rest in peace, that young man. I definitely send my prayers to his family. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. Just another episode of Hood Tales. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.